Welcome to McArthur Live. Your host, Tim Bartz.
And Sarah Davis.
We are here with you live on YouTube. If you're watching this with us on YouTube, you can also listen to it on one of the podcasting platforms. So a couple different ways for you to get this information. So, of course, if you are one or the other, want to check it out on the podcast, just look for Ford Video Guy on your streaming platforms, and should be up there by usually tonight by about 10 p.m. Central Time is usually when I have it uploaded. But definitely by Wednesday morning, and so you can check that out, or come on over, join us live on YouTube. So, all right. So let's see here. So what's I like to start going. What's going on? What have you done last week? Lebo's birthday's today. We got to tell him happy birthday, right?
Lebo's birthday is today. I got the kids watched by his mom, so he can have the evening to himself. We're going to a baseball game on Friday. The Wind Surge, the minor league game, is on Friday, along with fireworks. So that'll be a lot of fun. Right. And then let's see we did a barbecue with some friends on Sunday, and other than that, we didn't do much.
I think what we did.
It's been busy.
I don't remember.
It's been very busy.
I don't know. We did hang out with some friends we haven't talked to in a long time. Actually, I don't think we've gone to dinner with them since COVID, actually, and that was a lot of fun.
Mom mentioned
chatted
that
with them for. I think we sat at that restaurant until they almost closed down. So it was like a couple hours there. That was a lot of fun.
She said you guys were there till like 10 or something.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, I think it was 10 by the time we got home. But anyway, so good stuff. And we got a lot of good stuff to share with you guys tonight as well. So don't forget, too, you can a couple different things. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I did smash the like button. But also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Yes. And hit the notification bell so you can stay notified. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on in videos, which kind of brings me to that. We'll get into membership in just a second. But for videos this last week, we are getting through the Edge. So the 2024 Ford Edge order banks opened up right around the time of the Ranger. It kind of got overlooked. So I'm going through the order guides on that. Last week, we did the SE trim, SEL, and ST line on Monday. So we still have the titanium and the ST trim. So nothing different from 23 to 24. But this is the last year for the 2024 Edge. So you want to get that information this week. Also, besides those two Edge videos, we're going to have a 2023 Roush F-150, kind of like a complete guide video. So I cover what's, how you have to equip those from the factory. And then when they're dropped up to Roush, what's their standard or core components? And then also what optional things you can add to the Roush F-150 as well, to those and some of the most popular ones that we do. And then also a new, first time ever making this, EcoBeast package.
Yes.
And that's pretty cool. And so that we'll have that video will probably be later in the week. But you might want to check that out. I think it's pretty cool on what we're doing to that truck. And we're just taking like things that like Ford's looking, hey, we need F-150 orders like this. And so we're like, hey, what can we do with something like that so we can fulfill our allocations and do something fun since we have plenty of F-150 inventory. And that's one of the packages that they kind of came up with along with that LXR when they needed super cab, 4x4 builds. We made a wrap, a kind of a super cab Raptor type of vehicle. It's not, not all the Raptor technology and features, but it's has a look and a lot of the performance of it. So different things like that we're coming up with different packages. So definitely check out our performance page for some of those vehicles. Let's see what else. Shall we talk about membership? You ready to talk about that?
Yeah.
All right. Tell them all about it.
All righty. Sorry, I saw something. Okay. So if you would like to become a member, you just go over to that join button. I feel like I'm off. You just go over to that join button. You hit that. It's $4.99 a month. If you are a Apple user, you have to do things differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to the little A and big A up in the link, and request desktop browser.
And then it reloads, and there it is, right there to join. So, and then all of our membership content can be found
under the membership and community tab. So the community, we post there updates and such, and then our membership videos are under the tab.
And that will be important this week. We'll talk a little bit later, but we have a special live stream we're doing Friday night, or I'll be doing at 5 p.m. Central Time. You'll want to check that out. So you'll find that link. We'll post that on the community tab. Also, in the description of this video, you will find that link already. It's already scheduled out for then. I'm way ahead. That's hard. That's not. It's hard for me to do that because normally, like Tuesday night live stream, I don't post that until about 1 o'clock or noon. So getting that on there already, that's many days in advance is there. So we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But that's where you'll find a link to that, or again in the description of this. Otherwise, you won't find it unless somebody posts it somewhere.
Yeah.
Which we'll see if they do. They might. Who knows? We got a rowdy community. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
we do.
there you go. So, okay. Speaking of membership, though, and where you can find the membership content, let's. Do you have some members to welcome in?
I
And you got
do.
caught up to star in those.
We have lots of members here tonight.
All right.
We'll start off with Adrian Nicole. She was a new member with us last year, and she sent a heart.
Cool.
All right. We have, how do you say that?
Blizz Biggie.
Blizz Biggie. Yo, great upcoming info, even though I'm not ordering since I'm being built soon.
Congrats to you.
All right. We have Elizabeth Kittrell. Evening all, back home from Girl Scout camp last week. Missed y'all.
Oh, camp. That's always fun.
Camp is fun. I was a counselor for 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
What was that? About 15 years I helped with our church
Yeah.
camp.
All right. Jocelyn says, hello, Ridgeview and everyone. If you don't know, Ridgeview is our wonderful moderator. He is a great help and one of our members.
Yes.
All
Our
right.
oldest member, by the way.
Yes.
Not
he
oldest
is,
in age, oldest in how long he's been a member.
yes. Although Jack Evans threatens him every once in a while.
They were 1 and 2, so
Yeah.
that came out.
All right. Gene Hanks says, beautiful day in northern Mississippi. North Mississippi? Yeah. We have Roger Quibido that says, happy Tuesday, all. Just home from a long trip in Chattanooga. Time to unwind with friends. And a lot of our members do see this as a community. So a lot of them become friends. And even those that have picked up their vehicles stay on so that they can hang out with the community.
Which is a reminder to members, we do have a Discord for our members too.
Yes.
That's not, I don't think we've talked about it in our membership perks, but on all of our member videos and a member live stream, I have that link that you should be able to add that and continue conversation off after the live stream.
Yeah. We have Dennis Ferguson, whose vehicle is here, says our MAV will be at McArthur for about a month, getting all the stuff on it that we had to remove from Ford. So it would get built. But built on June 14th. And wow, it went fast to get to McArthur. Yep. It is here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that one showed up.
Yeah.
Today?
Pretty sure it's here.
I don't know. Anyway. But it'll be here for the. I think
it's either here or it's about to be here.
I think they're coming to the Midwest Maverick meetup, which we need to start putting in here and talk about. But.
All right, we have Roy Robbins, who joined us last week as a new member. We also have Chase Stetter, my Badlands Bronco with
Mick Top.
Yeah, Mick and Lux got delivered today at the dealership, driving 12 hours to pick it up tomorrow. Took 1 day to ship and deliver. Took precisely 3 months to get it. Congratulations.
Wow. 1 day to ship and deliver. Must be in Michigan.
All right. Bruce White says, long time no see. I have missed you in here, Bruce. Ultra Nation says, our Mustang is built.
Ooh, that's good.
That is awesome.
Hopefully it doesn't sit in the field. I'm just kidding.
Niles Gridley, he is an honorary member, but he is also a moderator and also is one of our aftermarket expertise on our live streams. He says, fun fact, Ricky Boyd, your keys are on my desk.
All right.
All right. Matt Lopez says, hello, all. And here is Jack Evans saying hello.
There we go.
All right. John.
Talk about when he shows up.
Yeah. John Rice. All right. Let's see. All right. Ray Ann says, hello, everyone. I've been listening to the podcast for the past couple of weeks. Glad to be here live. We're glad to see you again.
Yeah, I was thinking All Train Nation there. I've got to say, we this this part of the live stream here, I kind of got that off their live stream.
Yep. Yeah.
Give them a little credit because that's why I come up with the idea and
Yeah.
switching to this other streaming platform.
Yeah.
So
I
like it.
Tim's still working on making sure that he stays looking at, or his mic stays in front of his mouth.
Yeah.
Mid-Coast Maine says good evening, Ridgeview, and everyone from the Maine coast.
Gonna make another trip up there.
Niall says, don't be so. He was talking to Marine Vet. I was starting that so I could remember to go look and see what he was saying. And then Misty says, hello, everyone. I got to chat with her today.
Awesome. Their Broncos coming too, I think.
Yep, her Bronco is on the way. Okay, so in the time it took me to do the member chats, we have received 57 chats. Because when I'm over in the stars, it shows me how many new chats I have to catch up on. And it had 57. Y'all are chatty tonight.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Also, this week, let's see what else. Oh, we covered everything. Don't forget the channels we support. We have those linked in the description. Alternation is one of them. I'm sure Johnny's probably going to be in here. Johnny Car Care Review as well. We may be actually joining forces next Monday. So, because next Tuesday is the 4th of July, will we not be in a live stream on the 4th of July?
Mm-hmm.
Us, along with everybody else, should be enjoying time with family and hopefully watching a fireworks show, or whether it be a small one in their driveway or a big one at the city or whatever. But so we will not be doing a live stream on the 4th, but are going to join forces with Johnny's Car Care Reviews. But we'll be able to cast it to our own. So I did figure out, believe how to do that. So Johnny and I are working that out. So probably start out on his channel and then push it to ours next week. Be looking for that because the time will not be the same. It'll probably be 6 o'clock, I think, Central Time here. So I believe that's right. I think 6. So be looking for that around that 6 o'clock time range, or just after, for next week's podcast, live show, whatever you want to call it. So, all right. And then also some of the other channels down there. We do have a couple of our members, RagnerCon's channels down there. Make sure you check it out. PA Outdoorsman, which isn't able to always be on here live with us, but is one of our members. And he has a channel that he has started as well on his Maverick. And again, we do have Driven Wild Outdoors. I love his channel as well. He's really, really good at getting the mechanical side of things, because I don't have that. And let's see who else. Of course, Bronco Nation. In fact, I was going to put my hat on today, but Bronco Nation as well. And there's some others in there that I've met through Bronco Supercell and different other places. So check those out. So if you're looking for some channels, those are the ones that I like to frequent and visit and watch and join in on their live streams, or just watching their videos. Definitely have some place to go there. All right. For Good Dealer Moment. So I didn't have one that someone sent me. So instead, what I want to do is share a site for those coming up. We're going to talk about orders here pretty soon. And one of those is the Maverick, which is big. So here is a place. I put this link in the description under the Good Dealer highlight, Good Dealer Moment. And so check it out. This is on Maverick Truck Club. Not sure if you have to be a member to see this, but here is a list of good dealers. And you can check it out there. It's alphabetical by state. Or Canada first, and then it looks like so it's by country, and then it's by state. So you can check it out and see with your state who is a good dealer you can contact. We'll talk more about this in just a little bit. Molnix Ford and Florida, I know of them. In fact, the person that I know there isn't listed here, but there are some good people down there that can, and some of these we've highlighted in our live stream. So thanks to the person that put this together. You can see his username right there. But he's put this together and keep it updated. And if you see a good dealer here, hey, there we are. If you see a good dealer that's missing from this, make sure you message them and let them know of that dealer, so this can be updated with good dealers. So, yes, so there's a good place, especially for Maverick. And probably if they're good with Maverick, they're probably good for other orders as well. So definitely go there and check out if you need to find a good dealer, because we're going to talk about placing orders, and we'll talk about, like, for us as well, some of the things to think about. And one of those is finding a good dealer. And there's a list of them right there. So there you go.
Our,
Yeah. All right.
are our mics good, guys?
What's wrong?
I have one person saying hard to hear, Tim. Um.
Mine should be turned on. It's all green and going here.
Okay.
So maybe I looked away or something
Yeah.
once. All right. Should be able to hear all that, but unless it's coming out green. So we should be good. Test.
Oh. All right. Mic is good.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll try to make sure that maybe if I just move this away from mine, I don't have to be right on it.
A blue box. So that's membership. That means that you are in the next tier of membership. So there's the first tier, which is black. Second tier is the dark blue. And then you move into the third tier, which is blue. And then green. Or no, and then red. And then green. We need to come up with another tier. I need your help.
All right. Okay. Moving on. Scheduling information. All right. Let me pull out my notes here. All right. I got some notes.
You here with us, Niles?
While we do that, don't forget this little information here, so that you can kind of follow along. So here's what some of the definitions that we'll be talking about. The biggest ones, some of those that have been following us before, those top ones are probably pretty easy to remember. But scheduling, this is when Ford schedules an order for a production date in the future months. So when we talk about, hey, they're scheduling for these weeks, or later we'll be talking about these months, that is where they're going to be getting that information. That's what we're talking about. And production date is when it's going to be scheduled to the week or to the day. That's their scheduled day. That's the day Ford plans to build your vehicle, or start building your vehicle, I should say. And then allocations. This is where Ford, an order cannot be selected for scheduling without a dealer having an allocation. And dealer earns allocations. They get them from Ford according to Ford's system. May not always agree with that system, but that's how Ford does it, and we have to follow by those rules. So we'll talk more about that later. And then constraints. Constraints is maybe an option or an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build, and for that reason is kind of constrained. And if it's constrained, it means there's actually more orders than what they can handle in a production cycle. And then capacity is what their production rate is for a certain motor, trim, or option. So as we talk about those, and then of course, job 1 and 2, we probably won't talk about much tonight, but then balance out, we will talk about that. That is, balance out is the end of production for either an option or for a completely model year. And so there's actually several models that are going to be finishing up production or balancing out this next month, really. All right, so let's talk about the Mustang, and I am going to highlight some stuff that somebody actually, these here that I use do say confidential, and I don't put them up on a screen or a website or a forum because without telling you and explaining it, then that's not helpful to the community. So this several of these popped up on different forums, including like Mustang 1, Mustang 7G, Bronco 6G, and Maverick. And yes, I do go over this information with you, but I explain it as I go over it, which I think is the difference of why Ford doesn't want, like when they do webcasts, they say this is confidential information, do not share it on social media. It's because of people like that share the information without explaining anything. Ford knows about our live stream, and they don't have a problem with our live stream because we explain things. We're trying to help customers and explain what these things mean, and not just put it out there for them to try to figure out on their own or start, starting rumors and such like that. So, so let's start with the Mustang. Mustang is not scheduling this week. They do have. Of course, this is, I think this week and next week is still scheduling for the month of June, which for productions in August. So because of that, August, they are exhausted on commodities for the black painted roof, which is optional on the Night Pony package, as well as the optional 20-inch wheel. So until July's scheduling starts, those options won't probably be scheduled if you haven't ordered. And of course, we're not scheduling this week, but that would go for next week too. So, so yeah, I won't go over really too many. You can find this on Mustangs. I was going to actually show it on the screen. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't want Ford mad at me. So anyway, I would say if anything's over capacity, it's the GT Performance package, excluding the Dark Horse, and then the Night Pony package. There's a lot of people that have that as well over capacity. Their capacity is only 8% on that package. But if you're getting the Bronze Appearance package, you're good to go. I mean, their capacity is only 5%, but very few orders have that option. So you probably shouldn't be constrained and should be able to get scheduled, especially since there's only 950 orders, retail orders, I should say, in the order bank. There'll be some stock ones too. So like for us, we don't have any retail orders left that aren't scheduled. So like this last week, we had 4 stock ones to get scheduled. So, again, a dealer has allocations. If they're out of retail orders, they can get stock orders scheduled instead. So we see that in a lot of models that have limited orders, like Mustang, for instance. So there you go. All right, Escape. Escape is going to do some scheduling this week. No stock scheduling, so all retail scheduling, it looks like. Or no, it says no stock scheduling for the Active or the ST line series. And ST line has 3 different series this year. So just keep that in mind. There you go. And then, so there's the only constraint really, actually, look at that. That's the first time I've seen this. So actually the plug-in hybrid, they must have scheduled a bunch last week because the plug-in hybrid capacity is only 7%, but there's only 1% of the orders in the order bank with that option, with the plug-in hybrid trim. So that actually is really good. They've caught up on that. And so if you do have a plug-in order for an Escape, not bad at all. They have 1,364 orders in the order bank, retail orders again, in the order bank. So that's not too bad. I will say they're taking a little longer to get those shipped out, I think, to get those into dealers. Seems like anything coming out of Shelbyville, which is a lot of your Super Duties, anything coming out of Kentucky, seems for some reason it takes a little while to get those shipped out. Super Duty, Expedition, Escape is like that. Again, that'd be Corsair if you were a Lincoln dealer. So moving on. The Bronco Sport this week, they are scheduling. It does say cleanup scheduling. So I think that the Badlands, if you have a Badlands with that Badlands premium package, this is probably your last month to get scheduled before ending 23 model year, because it looks like I got some notes for next month. We'll talk about in just a little bit. And the Badlands premium package is it's not, I don't think they're going to schedule any for the balance out next month. So you would want to hopefully get that scheduled real soon. There's only 702 retail orders in the order bank. I got to make sure I say retail. There probably are some stock orders. We do have some stock ones in there, but there are a very limited number. There's only 702 retail orders in there. So maybe Ford shift that production at Hermosillo over to Maverick. Just a thought. Doesn't quite work like that, but anyway. All right. Other than that, the Copilot 360 Assist Plus package is over capacity. We'll say this, which is crazy with only 700 orders. Moonroof also is over capacity, and the trailer tow is over capacity as well. And I think part of that's because there's a couple packages that require the tow package to get that. So if you have that package, you're probably good. And then two-tone paint as well, because now we know the Outer Banks and the Badlands the two-tone paint is now optional. And so everybody wants that option. So Ford, you just will make it standard equipment, because it looks like to me a lot of people are choosing that option. So just go ahead and give it to us, right? So, all right. Moving on to Edge. So Edge is not scheduling this week. They said scheduled is full through August. So I think production for the startup was a very small run in August for 24. So I think they're ending 23 in that month and then starting the same month. So that's why they're already gotten those scheduled out. There's only 90 retail orders in the order bank currently for Edge. So that's not bad. And it looks like they don't actually have capacity numbers here. So there's a couple of different commodities listed. But there's no capacities on them, so I'm not going to cover them. Moving on. Bronco is scheduled this week. So for those dealers that have allocations, a lot of them were used last week. I know all of ours were used last week. So probably not a lot of dealerships that have allocations, but there you go for that. Hey, just got a donation.
Yes.
So, want to tell us?
Steve P. says, thanks for the great info each week.
And we got a new member.
And we got a new member.
Frederick. I don't know if you can highlight them or not.
I actually can.
So cool.
So I just have to get to them. So we got Frederick, a new member. Welcome to the crew. Don't forget to send me your info. And Steve Peace, and it's a donation. Thanks for the great info each week.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Does help out the channel. All right. So talking about Bronco, it looks like it's going to be scheduling. Don't forget, you can't order a retail Raptor, a Heritage Edition or Heritage Limited Edition, or an Everglades, or a base, or a manual transmission. But anything else? So what's that leave? So the order banks are open for like the Black Diamond, the Big Bend, the Outer Banks, the Badlands, and the Wild Track. So those are still open. So, and there's currently about 20,700 orders, retail orders, in the order bank for the Bronco right now. And this is the first time that the two-door hardtop has been even with the capacity. So there's 15% of the orders in the order bank that have the two-door hardtop, and that's their capacity. So it's even right there. So that's good news. We actually did have two doors last week get scheduled for us. And so now we have, originally Ford told us, hey, you're only going to probably see 3. When they gave us our estimates, we now have 5. So we're over that estimate. So this is why we take more orders than what Ford estimates for us, is for that reason. So there's there's 2 people that are happy because we did end up taking those orders. Otherwise, we would have said, nope, sorry, we're done. And they wouldn't have got scheduled. But in this case, they did get scheduled, and they're going to get their Broncos. So that's why dealers might go a little over their estimate, is for that reason. So, all right. And then just letting you know, I mean, if you see this graphic on those sites, that first column is a U.S. capacity. That is how many they plan in a production cycle, or what they're scheduling for. That's the percent of orders they could probably schedule. The other one, the retail U.S. order bank, that is how many orders currently that are unscheduled in the order bank. Not scheduled ones; those are unscheduled. So they have more Heritage Edition orders than what they plan to produce. Wild Track is the same way; they're over on Wild Track, but everything else is under. That's good to know there too. Let's see what else. Other hardtops. So they are over capacity on the 4-door hardtops, though. So that's the biggest constraint Ford told dealers right now. And then they are over capacity still on the Sasquatch and the Lux package, though. Anyway, there you go. Explorer. They are scheduling this week. That's a cleanup scheduling. So they could schedule some. I think we had some previewing this week. And there's only 1,249 orders and retail orders in the order bank. The only thing it looks like they're over capacity that they're concerned about right now is the moonroof. Moonroof is over just by a little bit. So, there you go. 23 Expedition is balancing out. So they are doing the last scheduling probably this week and next week for the rest of 2023 model year to finish that out. And then they'll start scheduling probably next month for the startup for 24. So the Forge Green and Ocean Blue is balanced out. So if you have those colors and you're unscheduled, you're going to need to switch colors, because those there are done. Also, moonroof is exhausted commodity. So they cannot do any more moonroofs right now. Looks like that may change next week, but probably not. And then also, rear seat entertainment will be removed from all orders and will not be eligible for scheduling for 23. So if you have the rear entertainment system, take that off your order so it can get scheduled, or you'll have to put in an order for a 24. So at this point, if you're unscheduled on a 23, I would have put in a 24 order if I were you. But shouldn't have an issue. There's only 762 orders, retail orders, that are unscheduled in the order bank. So, and most of those probably are still in there because of the dual exhaust, because 16%, which is I think the Stealth performance package, gets the dual exhaust, and maybe the Timberline, and maybe the Platinum too. Anyway, but they're over there. Their capacity is only 6.7%. Let's get that exactly there. Other than that, and the mahogany trim as well. You might think about, if you're okay with the black interior without the mahogany, going that route if you have a limited edition or limited trim, not limited edition. But all right, what's next? 23 Maverick is scheduling this week for those dealerships that have allocation. Congratulations to you. Not a little upset with that at all.
No.
And let's see. There's still 29,800 orders in the retail orders in the order bank right now. So still way over capacity. Of course, some people, they put this on the Maverick Truck Club as well. This is the ones I put on there. So 50% is their capacity for hybrid, which is pretty good. So it's a 50-50 between hybrid and gas, even though the sheet says 65. And only 17% of the orders are for the EcoBoost motor, and that would include the tremor. So that's pretty low. And according to this, you'd think all of them could get scheduled the rest of the model year, but that is dependent on the dealership and getting allocations. Like if you have an EcoBoost order at McArthur, not all of our EcoBoosts are going to get scheduled. I can tell you that because I already know the number for next month, and is not going to happen. So anyway, and then other than that, of course, everything else is pretty much what they were last week. Nothing's really over capacity other than the XL trim. 31% of the orders in the order bank, retail order bank, is unscheduled, I should say, is XL, but the capacity is 25%, which is actually up from what it was prior months. So see how that can shift a little bit. So again, these are given to us on a weekly basis because that's for what they're scheduling for, and that's usually for that month. A lot of times for the year, it'll stay the same. But some months, if they I think there was a whole month that they didn't, or a couple of weeks where they didn't schedule it for XL trims at all. Well, that probably shifted for changing that. That's why the number's at 25% now instead of 15, was because they didn't schedule. Now they have the capacity to be able to do more of them, which I don't know why they'd say it's a capacity, because the XL, other than the grill color is different and the wheels, maybe it's a wheel problem, I don't know, but everything else is going to be on that. That's going to be on an XLT. So, but anyway, interior, I guess, could be different interior. Anyway, stay away from your bed covers, your bed extenders, all those protective film, and yeah, do not keep that off your order if you want, unless you don't want a 23. Because if you leave those on there, you probably won't get a 23. The hitch is going to be better. We'll talk about that in just a little bit when we talk about July scheduling. The hitch is getting better. But splash guards, stay away from those. Just don't do it. All right. Ranger, 24 Ranger is not scheduling. They have pushed that back. So I know on the Ranger forums, a lot of people said, I heard from my dealer that it's going to be September is when they're going to start. And I said, no, it's supposed to be August. And now it looks like it really could be September, because according to the note here, it does say that scheduling will resume July 20th. So it does look like it'll probably be September build dates. So whoever said that, that was not information that Ford gave you, but good job, because you predicted right. So anyway, there are no capacity issues yet. There's only 2,011 retail orders in the order bank, so not too bad. And also, it does say on your Raptors, your Ranger Raptors, to remove the spare tire lock. So you need to remove that, because that is not going to be available as a dealer installed option. So there you go. F-150 is scheduling this week for the week of July 24th. So they usually schedule about a month out. And they say they need hybrid motor and 3.5 EcoBoost orders. So they're looking for those types of orders. Also limited scheduling on moonroofs. So hopefully you guys don't have that. No additional heritage packages. So we'll see if that continues. They are producing the F-150 into November. So maybe heritage will be available later. But at this point in time, if you want a heritage, maybe look for a dealer lot like us. We have some. Limited 20-inch all-terrain, limited availability for the 20-inch all-terrain tires, as well as the 18-inch chrome appearance package wheel. No 17-inch all-season tires for your base XL two-wheel drive, and no black running boards. A lot of those are the same as they have been. Again, a lot of times you don't see those change from week to week within a month, but like when we talk about, and not this week, but the next week, we might see some of those change for the next production month. Let's see, what other constraints do we have? Currently, for Tremor, there's their capacity is 3%, and they only have about 2% orders in the order bank that are Tremor. So they are within that. And we actually have had pretty good luck of having some Tremor scheduled. So if you have a retail order on a Tremor, you probably could get it scheduled. Lariat Black Appearance Package is within capacity. The capacity is 3%. Platinum Black Appearance Package is 1%, as well as the STX Black Appearance Package is 1%, and then XLT Black Appearance Package is 5%. That's the only one that's over capacity is the XLT Black Appearance Package. So that could, if you have one of those, could take longer. There's about 2,793 retail orders in the order bank, not counting Raptor or Lightning. And I would probably stay away from your tonneau covers. There you go. Super Duty. 23 Super Duty. Okay, so they are scheduling this week for the week of July 24th. We do have, so they've had said exhausted scheduling on the King Ranch Platinum and Limited. So that means that this week they probably will not schedule for any of those trims. Also, exhausted availability on the F600 4x4 and the 4-corner strobe light system, and also on the gas engine XL standard heavy duty alternator. And then also on the black Onyx interior, which is option 89B as in Bravo. So if you have, you might look at your interior trim, interior code, and if it's that one, then that probably won't get scheduled. And then your 450s and 550 dually two-wheel drives as well. So none of those will probably schedule this week. But we have some information. I think that'll be good information and good news for people that have a Super Duty order in for next month for July scheduling. So, and then see what other constraints we have. We're way over capacity on King Ranch Platinum Unlimiteds, but that could change, like I said, next month. They're within capacity on the Lariat and just a little over on the trimmer package. And then they are over on the standard diesel engine just by a little bit. Their capacity is 29%. So a third of all Super Duties built right now will have the standard 6.7 liter diesel engine. And then the high output is only 10% capacity, but there's 48% of the orders that have that one. So if you're okay, you might think about switching to that diesel engine if you want to get scheduled, the standard diesel, because that could really probably help you out. And then they're within capacity on the Godzilla engine. So let's see what else. Tonneau covers, take them off. Take that off. Spray and bed liner, if you have the optional one, take it off. It's not included in the package. If you have running boards, that's over capacity, probably take that off. You can add that at your dealer. Cabin chassis are over capacity. They could take longer to get scheduled. And the Pro Trailer Backup Assist is way over capacity. Like 72% of the orders have that on there, and their capacity is only 20%. So there's 38,991 orders currently, retail orders in the order bank. So, and there's still, it amazes me, there's 1,600 orders still in Priority 99. So how that happened was at the beginning when the model year launched, there were some options that weren't available, and they told people to put those in Priority 99 until those become available. Those have now been available for a couple months, so dealers need to pay attention and move those into Priority 10s, and so they can get scheduled. So Transit Connect Van and Wagon is scheduling for the weeks of August. So, and they will continue to make the Transit Connect into like December. I believe this is, again, the last year for that. There are really no constraints on the Transit Connect. There's still 5,700 orders, Transit Connect orders in the order bank. So Transit is scheduling this week for the week of August 28th. They're way out on that. And the same constraints as last week. Sometimes I don't know if you guys want me to go over those, but limited availability for the 360-degree camera, power outlet, the 3.5 EcoBoost. They are telling people to get them to switch that motor. So if you have that motor 99G, good idea to switch that if you want to get scheduled. Also, limited availability for the trail package. So it doesn't mean not available. It's just very limited. So it'll be a smaller run. And then power sliding door as well. And then they do need e-transit orders. So if you're thinking about doing an e-transit, hey, maybe e-transit instead of regular transit, probably get it better. You can probably get it faster. Not available for stock orders is the 360 camera, the high res camera, or the 3.5 EcoBoost. So for dealers that even if you have an allocation, you can't order those. And they are balanced out on some options, the same ones as last week that we talked about. And let's see, capacity. What are they over capacity on? Medium roof is over capacity. All the others for roof sizes are within capacity. So maybe think about going to the high roof or the low roof. Might help your order. That 3.5 liter engine is way over capacity. Let's see what else. And then the rear view camera that we talked about already. So pretty much the things we already talked about. And there's 16,900 transit orders still in the order bank that need to get scheduled. So retail orders. Mach-E is doing scheduling for the weeks of August 21st or the week of August 28th. This is limited quantity for the standard all-wheel drive battery, which started scheduling this week, or actually I think it started scheduling last week. And they just updated. The only thing over capacity is non-GT all-wheel drive. It's way over capacity. Of course, I think everybody wants it all-wheel drive on those. And then they are over capacity on the standard range battery, that new battery, which is crazy. So, hey, we got this new battery. But there's only 105 retail orders in the order bank. So they're going to focus on those retails first. So if you do have a retail order, then you'll probably be more likely to get scheduled. So I'm going to grab the shades. Shades. It's got to come in.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle's. All right.
The questions about Maverick, we're getting there.
Questions about Maverick? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Maverick here in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should save this information for next week. Coming up. So I do have some other information on scheduling. So we got our information this week on the scheduling for July. So that'd be July scheduling for usually August or September build dates. And so we do have some information I do want to share with you guys and on that. And I'll just run through the models real quick to let you know. Now, just an FYI, even though next week is the start, July is July 3rd is the start of next week. Next week will not be part of July scheduling. It'll probably be the week of the 10th. Just to kind of let people know that and be prepared for that. So when we talk about July scheduling, we're really talking about starting probably the week of the 10th, maybe even the week after that, which is when some of the order banks are going to open up. So so that's something to keep in mind, and we'll talk about some of the tips on that of whether or not you should put in an order or not. But so just so we have that in reference. So the 24 Mustang for July, some of the notes, they are going to be scheduling for September build date. So the weeks of 9/4 to 9/25. So pretty much they're going to schedule for 4 weeks. So pretty much the month of August or September, I should say. It does say retail only ordering restrictions are the Night Pony package, the 20-inch optional wheel, in the 5.0 GT performance package. So something for those that were wanting to put those in, still going to have issues with that, it looks like. Order banks are open for that. So I'm going to let you know as if order banks are open for these as well as we go through them. Now, 23 Mach-E, order banks are open, and they are scheduling for the same weeks as Mustang, so the weeks in September. And it does say in here, all-wheel drive standard range battery on Select and Premium is available. So they plan to schedule for those and 4-week scheduling for that. Now, the Escape plug-in hybrid is not available for ordering, but the gas and hybrid still is open if you're wanting to put in an order for 23 Escape. They are going to be produce scheduling for production weeks in September. Again, they go about a couple weeks out. And the only thing they mentioned in here is the active series is going to be controlled to 33% run. So they're going to try to limit the active series. That's still a third of every Escape built will be an active trim. So if you want a quick one, that would be the one you'd want to do there. And then Bronco, and we already talked about what order banks, what's open to order right now, and they still are. They're going to be scheduling for September build dates as well, 4-week production run. They said in here that the 2-door and hardtop remain the most impactful feature constraint. They also said stop build has been lifted on the Heritage production. And they also, the 4-door Heritage has a okay to buy as of June 21st, which was last week. And the 2-door okay to buy will be tomorrow. So starting tomorrow, they should be able to ship out those 2-door Heritage editions. So if you're looking for those. And it also mentions level 1 through 3 PEP packages standard with a 7-speaker audio beginning with July production. So that would be, level 1 would be like a base. Level 2 would be a mid package probably. And level 3 would be your high package. Lux package will get that B&O. So Um, and then 23 Bronco Sport order banks are open up right now, and the 24 model year order bank will open up July 25th. So we do have that date confirmed, July 25th. And they are going to be scheduling for build out. So that means or balance out. So that means that they are going to schedule this this next month, the month of July, for September and build dates in October through the week of October 9th. And so they are basically, that's a 7-week production run, they said. 7 weeks of production they're going to schedule next month. So they're going to finish that out. It does say in here, Badlands Premium Package is unavailable for July scheduling. So if you don't get your scheduled, you just will wait and put in a 24 order because you're probably not going to get it. There is going to be a broadcast for Bronco Sport information on July 10th. So we'll get more information on that. 24 Edge order bank is open up. They are scheduling for September build dates. No other key notes there. 23 Explorer order banks are open, kind of. There's the hybrid, I believe, is closed with early balance out. And then they're scheduling for September build dates. It says no XLT regional control this month, which means, hey, you have an XLT, go for it. They're going to let you dealers put in as many orders as they want. Various ship constraints, and then early balance out for it does actually say FHEV, which I think is just a hybrid. Also, Atlas Blue, Jewel Red, and the rear seat entertainment are balanced out. So again, if you want those, too bad, so sad. All right, 23 Super Duty order banks are not opened. 24 order banks will open July 17th. So just a little known fact, we have 3 models that are probably our biggest models: F-150, Super Duty, Maverick. And Maverick and Super Duty opening the same day. Oops, just let that out of the bag. All right, so July 17th is when the order banks open up for the Super Duty. There will be a broadcast the week before that on July 10th to talk about Super Duty scheduling or Super Duty order banks. That means that next month, the month of July, they will be scheduling. This is the biggest I've seen. They will be scheduling for 13 weeks of production next month. So they're going to be scheduling for build weeks starting from July 31st through the weeks of October 27th. It depends on what it is and which plan it's at. That's 13 weeks of production. So they did say in here, total retail order bank is closed. Scheduling for King Ranch Platinum and Limited are going to be at its max starting in July. So no more, we've been seeing limited scheduling. We've been seeing exhausted scheduling. Not next month. Next month, you're going to see a lot of King Ranch Platinum and limited schedule. So if you have one of those, hold off just a couple more weeks. And then it says King Ranch and Platinums. Don't forget, you got to take off the multi-contoured seat option 91X. You got to put that removal on there. And then also the limited, you don't have to on that one. Also does say they're going to resume scheduling for adaptive headlight, the max recline seat, and the chassis dual wheel spare, the dually spare. So they're going to bring that out. So if you have a max recline seat or you took it off your order, put it back on. So it looks like they're going to resume scheduling for those. So I think that's some good news on Super Duty. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. That's why we put Super Duty on there. And the broadcast again, they're going to have a dual broadcast. That'll be, it's actually a recorded broadcast for July 10th will be for Bronco Sport and Super Duty. 23 Expedition is, of course, closed out, where we actually have 24 order banks are now open up. And they're going to be scheduling. This is going to be the startup. July will be the startup for scheduling for the 2024 model year for Expedition. I have all the videos out already on those if you want to check those out. And that'll be for build weeks August 28th through September 25th. So it's going to be a 5-week that they're going to schedule for. And so there you go. Ranger 24 order bank is open, of course. They're going to be scheduling for September build dates. And already told you about the DIO on the spare tire lock option will not be available on the Raptor. So Maverick order bank opens up for 24 on July 17th. Actually was surprised by this. I really thought it would get delayed. They're going to do a broadcast this Friday. They moved it to Friday. And so again, link in the description if you wanted to see what all they talk about in that. I'll be going over it with you. and such on Friday at 5 o'clock on this as an unlisted video, so you won't be able to find it on our channel. It won't be highlighted. If you go to our YouTube channel, you won't see it. You'll need that link. So make sure you check that community tab. But this month, July, they will be scheduling for build out or balance out. I don't know why I keep saying build out. Balance out. So they're going to be scheduling for 7-week production run from the weeks of July 4th through the weeks of October 9th. So improved hybrid mix and also improved trailer tow hitch volume. So now might be the time to think about putting that trailer hitch, because this is your last chance, right? We have 7 right now. We might get more, but we have 7 allocations. So Ford did give us some. I'm not sure why they gave us a donut last month, but we're getting 7. So there you go. And again, more than what they gave us as an estimate, or they didn't say, they said it wasn't an estimate, that it was, this is your number, and still we're going to end up with more allocations than the number they gave us. So anyway, but that's all I'll say about that. F-150 order banks are open up. They are going to be scheduling for a 5-week production run, the weeks of July 31st through August 28th. And hybrid is on regional control. This is for KC region, by the way. So every region could be different. And the Kansas City assembly plant is going to be down the weeks of July 31st and August 7th. So certain colors are made there and certain motors are made there. So it just depends on what you have scheduled or what you have ordered could affect that. Transit Connect van and wagon order banks are closed. They are going to be scheduling for the weeks in September, the month of September, I should say. And e-transit is the order banks are open because they need e-transit orders. They are scheduling for September build dates as well. And then the transit, the only order bank, the order bank that's open for transit is only for Transit Trail. So every other transits, it's closed. They're going to be scheduling for September build dates, and then really the same constraints. It does say power sliding doors will be available in late August. There we go. That's been limited. 3.5 EcoBoost engine has low availability. Consider removing or switching, really. And then the PowerPoint plug still is constrained, and the 360 camera is still constrained. So there we go. That's information for next month. So again, that probably won't start to the week of the 10th, and I wouldn't guarantee that. It could be the week after. We'll talk about those of you that are saying, well, what do I do on my Maverick order and Super Duty order? We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Okay. All right. Any questions about scheduling, since I rambled on for close to an hour about that?
I mean, we have one that says, I'm totally confused. You or Tim know if the smaller window sticker on my Maverick was correct. It said engine and transmission made in the U.S., or were they in fact made in Mexico? So engine and parts are usually made in the U.S., and then everything's assembled at Hermosillo.
I think so.
Yeah, we think. But
I don't know.
Hermosillo
does it matter?
Is an assembly plant.
Yes.
So they're just assembling the vehicle. They're getting the parts from the manufacturers that make that part and put it together.
They usually get those in crates and such.
Yeah.
But I do believe that some of those motors Ford does make, but at their other, like Ford's going to have, battery plants. They're going to make the batteries in the future and such. They do have some, and some of the motors they make, but they just make it in a different facility.
Yep.
And then they assemble them there. So I don't know for sure which.
Well, we saw at the Escape one, or the plug-in hybrid one,
Explorer, yeah.
They have the components of the engine and they put them together.
Yeah, the engine and transmission they put together.
Yeah.
At the plant. But they get them in crates.
Yes.
Them, yeah. All right. Well, then if nothing else, we can move on. Don't have a lot of dealer news, but let's cover it.
Today is Lebo's birthday. My birthday is September 4th.
There's going to be a lot of vehicles built that week of that September 4th. Came up. Anyway, okay. So dealer news, one of them we already kind of talked about already, and actually both I kind of referenced. This first one came out last week. It does say that due to a stop build, certain 23 Expedition retail and dealer stock orders need to be spec changed to remove the rear seat entertainment option 91D. It says to avoid production delays, Ford Motor Company will spec change the impacted 23 expeditions scheduled orders, both retail and stock, to remove this option. So if you do have an expedition that's scheduled for production, they will take that option off. So even if you're scheduled, so they are done with that. So it says your sales and inventory special teams will be able to provide a list of each dealer's impacted orders. We had a stock one and a retail that was impacted by this. So there you go. So now if you're unscheduled, you'll want to make sure you make that change. It does say 24 expedition is also affected by the stop build of this feature, and the order guide will be updated accordingly. Impacted 24 expedition orders will need to be spec changed by the dealer to remove option 91D. So it is going to be rolling into 24 model year as well. And then the other one is on last week on the multi-contoured seat removal. So this memo came out a couple hours before the live stream, and I didn't catch it before the live stream. It felt really bad. So we talked about multi-contoured seat removal, that it needed to be done on the King Ranch Platinum, and at that time it said limited as well, and now they're taking that off. So limiteds will be built with the multi-contoured seats, so they are not being limiting by that. Only the King Ranch and Platinum need to remove the multi-contoured seat. So that has not changed. So I wanted to update that and fix that, because like I said, that came out on the last Tuesday, but I start working on my notes and everything after my meeting at 3:30 and 4, and I totally missed that this had come out like around that time, and I missed it. So I want to make sure everybody's updated on that. So that's it. That's what I got. Any questions about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's thick. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. But not as well as you might think. But let's go on to recalls. So moving to recalls now. Not all these are recalls. And really, in fact, there's no new dealer recalls or early notices of recalls. Most of these are satisfaction programs that Ford's coming out with. So when we say that there might be a recall, it's listed under the recalls, but about 3 or 4 of these are just customer satisfaction things, to kind of something that Ford wants to do for customers. So the first one is about replacing the front and or side cameras if foggy on the 2017 to 2020 model year Continentals and Super Duties, as well as 2018 to 2020 Navigators and 2020 Aviators and 2020 Explorers. So I actually have seen this in a couple Explorers. Was yours doing that, the one you rented? The foggy backup camera? No?
For which one?
The Explorer that you borrowed?
No.
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 All right. So
there
there's
were so many other problems.
Says there's 400,660 vehicles could be affected by this, and so the reason for providing a no-cost one-time per camera repair says in all of the affected vehicles, a front or side camera with a certain inner lens coating may begin to exhibit a foggy or cloudy image that will progressively deteriorate over time with continued exposure to sunlight, potentially resulting in an inability to see the front and or side camera images. It doesn't look like it's affecting the rear camera. So letters will go out, well, it does say the week of July 10th to owners. So basically they will have, where's the date? They will have until through June of 2024 to go in one time and get this fixed. So if it's not doing it to your vehicle yet, hold on. It's not something you need to take care of, but once it starts happening, then take it in and they'll replace that for you. So there you go. And it's per camera. So if, let's say you get one of them, let's say you get a front one replaced, but not a side ones. If you have a 360, then when the side ones go out, then, you know, as long as it's before June of 2024, they'll replace that one. So, all right. Another customer satisfaction program. And oh, by the way, that program number was 22M03. And this one is 23N as in Nancy 02. And it's on certain 2022 expeditions. Hey, I got a 22 expedition. It says connected navigation, embedded navigation issue. We do actually have that, but we don't have an issue. It does say 631 vehicles were affected, so very small number here. And it does say this is also a one-time repair, so good for me to put in my memory bank. Letters will go out this week on that. I haven't received one yet. Says all of the affected vehicles were configured with connected navigation instead of connected built-in navigation. Oh, well, I got the connected, not the built-in. So if you're supposed to get the connected built-in, you might have inadvertently gotten the connected navigation. The connected nav, the difference between a connected nav gets a 90-day trial. The built-in the connected built-in navigation is supposed to get 3 years of service and an embedded navigation. So this is actually probably an easy thing that they just need to, they probably don't need to swap out navigation or anything. They probably just got to do something. But anyway, Ford has already enrolled affected vehicles in the correct connected built-in navigation service. Customers will be notified and receive one additional complimentary year of connected built-in navigation service for the inconvenience. For a total of 5 years of service. Wow. They just said 1. 1 and 3. It comes out to 4. Whatever. Anyway, so there you go. So that wouldn't be us because we didn't get that. All right. The next customer satisfaction program is 23 P as in Paul 02 for certain 23 Maverick vehicles with an electric brake booster. So this has to do with electronic brake booster replacement. Only 221 orders were affected, so more than likely yours wasn't. December, if you were built between December 7th of 22 through December 20th of 22, then you could be affected by this. And in the affected vehicles, the electric brake booster may have an internal leak in the normally closed valve due to a flat spot on the ball of the armature assembly. If a leak is present in the normally closed valve, the driver will experience a red brake warning lamp, but the driver will not feel a change in braking. The brake system will continue to function normally. So this is why it's not a safety recall, because it's still functioning okay. But they said owner letters will not be mailed for this program, but basically you will have until June 30th to get this fixed if it happens. So if you start noticing that light but no effect in your brakes, then it could be this if you're built between those dates. So there you go. And the fourth customer satisfaction program that came out this week, 22 N as in Nancy 05, is on 22 model year Super Duties with the 6.7 liter diesel engine. So it's a one-time replacement of the diesel particulate filter assembly failures. So basically you're going to have, see, usually there's an expiration on that. So you have till December 31st of 2026, wait a minute, it says this one-time repair will expire 1 year after 22 E05 repair completion date or on December 31st, 2026, whichever occurs first. So this would go in if you had that fix done on the emission recall 22 E05, then if you had that done, then you have up to 1 year after that for them to do this if they need to. So it says before the completion of the emissions recall, if a DPF was cracked or damaged, the DTC will not set or eliminate the malfunction indicator light. And the ability to detect and report diagnostic trouble code DTC was disabled. So basically, if the dealer didn't do a good job and they did something wrong, then you would have 1 year to fix that repair, basically replace it. So there you go. And letters for that will go out the week of July 10th. So there you go. Now, this next one is also a customer satisfaction program. Oh, okay, there's a couple of recalls. All right, so this one is for 22 Maverick hybrids for Maverick no start condition. So this is actually an update to one that was already out. So this is 22B39. So this is just an update. Now they actually have the labor hours in there. So this really hasn't changed. But in case I didn't cover it before, because it's June 8th of 23, actually I should have covered it. This recall came out. This is just an update to that, and it's given the labor hours for the dealer to be able to charge to Ford. This one here, this program will be in effect through June 30th of 2024. 21,513 vehicles were affected by this, and in some of the affected vehicles, a no crank, no start condition may occur. This may be due to a loss or detached eyelet solder connection in the battery cable assembly at the battery junction box. So this actually has been out for a while. In fact, letters should have gone out June 12th, June 19th. Sorry. All right. Just a couple more. We have an emissions recall. Actually, two emissions recalls here to cover. So one of them is emission recall 23E07 for 22 and 23 Maverick vehicles equipped with the full hybrid electric vehicle engine. The control module, PCM, and various modules, software calibration updates. So actually, Johnny, I didn't catch all his live stream last night, but he talked about this last night. So affected vehicles, there's about 10,488 vehicles affected by this. And in some of the affected vehicles, the heating element that warms up the universal heating oxygen sensors is not operating as intended. The UHO2S heating element must be enabled for the sensor to accurately measure exhaust gas oxygen content during engine warm up and optimal control emissions. So this in here, letters should have already been mailed to you, or it says pending agency approval. Letters will go out in Q4, I guess, of 23. So anyway, so you guys will get notice of that. So that's basically if you have a 22 model year Maverick built between March 11th of 21 through November 23rd of 22, or on a 23 Maverick built June 21st of 22 through January 11th of 23. Not sure why they go that early, because a 23 wasn't. Most of them, I guess, some of the ones for like media might have been built then, but most of them weren't. All right, another emissions recall 22E05 is on 22 Super Duty vehicles with the 6.7. I actually talked about this last week, but this is a supplemental update, so it's an update to the one we talked about. Only 608 vehicles were affected. So yeah, we talked about this, and this is the power control module calibration for particulate matter sensors. So the reason they updated this was the number of units affected are different and changed. So they had updated that to 608, and also some service actions were updated, and the letters are going to go out. They added that to the week of July 10th. So that's why they updated that recall that there. And lastly, an actual recall. Safety recall, I should say. 22S35 is for 2016 F Series Super Duties. I don't know if we want to go back that far or not, but so this is on a clock spring contamination. 313,141 vehicles were affected by this. So it says in some of the affected vehicles, an opening in the rotor component underneath the anti-rotation pin can allow dust contamination to enter the internals of the steering wheel clock spring. The customer may observe a progression in symptoms as the clock spring ribbon cable begins to disconnect, beginning with the loss of steering wheel illumination, followed by inoperative steering wheel control switches, an operative horn, and finally an airbag malfunction light. We don't want that. The airbag circuit disconnects, and a crash event of sufficient severity warrants a driver front airbag deployment. The airbag will not deploy. So that's why it's a big safety recall. Letters are going to go out the week of July 10th. That's coming up for you guys to update you on that. That's 2016. Time to upgrade. Time to get a new one. Just wait a year to get it. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it for recalls. Time for you to talk for a little bit. I'm done.
Okay. We're talking about car seats because Johnny is having a little baby, and
Really?
it's been the talk. It's been the talk. Anyway, so they were talking about the Maverick, and I said, someone asked how I like my Maverick. I said, well, I don't have it anymore. That's because my husband could not move the seat back while the rear facing car seat was in there. I could sit perfectly fine and feel very comfortable. My husband could not move the seat back and therefore did not feel comfortable driving it. So
your problem is you have two, so one of them has to be behind him.
Yes.
And so, like for Johnny, they could put him.
The other part of it is that there's only 4 anchors in the Maverick, so there's 2 on each outside seat. Well, the middle one shares with the 2 outside. So you can't put a middle seat with an outside seat. You can only put one middle seat. So a rear facing car seat can go in that middle spot and be just fine. He's like, well, I need a spot for the dogs. I'm like, well, perfect. Put the child in the middle, anchor it there, and then a dog on each side buckled in. You're perfect. And the middle seat's actually the safest spot for a baby.
Yeah.
So you're perfect there. But he said that they might just sell the Maverick and keep the Bronco because the Bronco can survive a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, yep, it can take a rollover and drive away. So
I should have an armadillo top.
yeah.
Anyway,
So
okay.
there you
All
go.
right. Recalls. All right. Well, if we're ready, move on to Is It True? All right. So struggle a little bit on this one. I want to find something that I can find. So out there. Okay, is it true that the 2024 Ranger Raptor can be ordered as a retail order now? So, again, this has actually been a controversy going back and forth because Ford, at first had the retail order open up, and then they changed it and said, no, they're going to all be changed to a stock order instead. And then now, as of yesterday, they changed it back and said you can put a retail order in. Now, why does it matter between a stock and a retail order? Now, as most of you know, if you put a retail order in, it goes into your name. You get email notifications of how things are going once it gets scheduled and once it gets produced and everything. Plus, that's how you get price protection. So the retail order gets price protection. So that's why it's important that we put, Raptor orders in as retail orders. If we have a customer that wants one, it won't get scheduled within an allocation, of course. But that's why some dealers, like for us, we just put our Raptors in as stock allocations, and it will be the pricing that it is. But for those that want to get price protection of price now, if it might take, several weeks to get where you're scheduled, then that helps you get price protection. So that would be the benefit of that. So the problem is right now, though, if you have that stock order in, unless Ford moves that over to a retail order, you're going to have to re-put that order in based on today's pricing, which we haven't had a price increase, but also timestamps you into that. So some people would be like, well, wait a minute, that other order is earlier than mine, but the date doesn't matter. It's the dealership. So when a Raptor gets an allocation, they basically ask the dealer, which one of your orders do you want scheduled with this allocation? And you give them which order number. It doesn't matter when the date is or if it's the next one or if there's one before it or after it. It's up to that dealership. They choose that. And they can put those order in and prioritize the Raptors. So let's say they have 10 Raptors in the order bank. They can prioritize them by when they, put in or the priority that they want them. And then when that way, as a dealership, you'd know, well, what's the smallest, lowest number? Okay, this is the order we want scheduled with that allocation. And then we'll move on with the next allocation. We'll get the next one. So anyway, that's how that works. So the system doesn't automatically schedule. It's manually scheduled based on the dealer and when they get an allocation. So there you go. Why is it true? So you'd probably want to put that Raptor order in as a retail if you are a customer out there asking your dealership to put that in that way. But you'd also want to make sure they, that if they have multiple ones in there, that yours is still looked at first if you got yours in first. So that'd be the only negative there. So all right. What's on my mind today?
Nothing.
Yeah. There's a lot of things on my mind. Some of it you guys don't want to know. But so today I put it in there as the title of the live stream. 2024 Ford order banks are opening this summer. Are you ready? We know Expeditions opened up already. The Edge, the Ranger, the Mustang, they're all opened. The week of the 17th of July, we're going to have Super Duty and Maverick order banks open up. Cross our fingers. Actually, that's why I'm probably not going to go to Bronco Supercell Wisconsin, because that would be the week before that. I actually really thought, I was like, that's not going to happen that week. It's not going to happen the 17th.
Watch it happen.
It'll get pushed back, and I'll have time. It'll probably be pushed back at least a week or two. So I was going to go to Bronco Supercell, and now it's looking pretty positive. They put that date out there, so it's looking, it might get moved back a day or two, but I need to be here on the home front helping make sure our orders are ready so we can get those put in that Monday. But more than likely they won't open until like 4:00. They might stagger it like they did. What was that model? They had a model that the two models opened up the same day, so they staggered it. I think it was Mustang. Anyway, they staggered them, and they did one in the morning and the other one opened up in the afternoon. So, by the way, the ordering bank system refreshes like a couple times a day, and so one of them is almost the first thing in the morning. The other one's at like 4 o'clock Central Time, or about 3:30. So that's typically when we see if an order bank's not open when we get here in the morning, then that means it probably won't happen until about 3:30 that afternoon. That's typically what we've learned now after doing this for a little while. But so because of that, also Bronco Sport is opening
It was Mustang
the
Bronco.
24th. Mustang and Bronco. That's why it was Bronco. So the 24th of July is when Bronco Sport's going to open up. So about a lot of the models are going to start opening up this summer. So are we ready? So what do we need to do to get ready? Especially those ones that are very popular models, right? Bronco, Maverick, Super Duty. Those are the big three that are very popular right now, and that we probably will get more. A lot of those will not get scheduled for this year. That, what are we going to do about those, and what's going to happen when the order banks open? Will those orders get moved over? And even dealers in the broadcast this week are like, hey, what's going to happen? Are those going to get rolled over? And even though Ford has told dealers in the last several models, no, we're not rolling anything over. Though, I mean, even in 23 model year, none of the models rolled over except for the Bronco. That was the only one, and the only reason that was because some of those still had reservations tied to those with timestamps to the reservations, and that is the only reason they did. They will not roll over. So when we talk about rollover, so what happened with the Bronco is if you had a 22 model year order, when order banks, before the order banks opened up, they basically took that 22 order and they duplicated it as a 23 for dealers. So that order was already in the order bank and it didn't get lost, it didn't get forgotten. That is not going to happen for any of the models going forward. It's going to be basically starting all over in a sense. So your dealer will have to put in an order for you. So, for instance, let's say you have an order that doesn't schedule and it's still unscheduled when the order banks open up. You'll want to make sure your dealership puts in a 24 model year order for you. If you want to continue to get that scheduled and put in an order bank. So you want to make sure that they're doing that. So, so a couple tips for an unscheduled 23 order. Basically, on the 17th, if yours hasn't been scheduled, your 23 order has not been scheduled yet, make sure your dealership puts in a 24 model year order for you. Also, as dealers, prioritize those orders.
So very much like 23 when we
moved
over.
Really not any different, but a lot of customers didn't realize that they weren't just rolled over.
Yeah.
They didn't know that that's how it actually happened. Super Duty was the same way. We had to re-put in those orders for 23 for the 22 unscheduled ones. We had 20. We had to put those orders in and such. It's not necessary that they be put in first, although that's nice to do that, but it's the priority that's important. So before the date is looked at, the priority of the order is looked at first. So there's a reason why stock order priorities start at 20 and retails are now 3 to 19. And that is because they would be looked at. Retails would always be looked at first that way. So that is why stock orders don't start until a 20. They're 20 to 80. So you'll want to make sure as dealers and hopefully as customers, maybe even have that conversation with your dealer. How am I going to make sure my order is going to be prioritized over somebody that is just now putting an order in for the first time on a Maverick or a Super Duty, because we're going to have the same issue with Super Duty. How can I make sure that my order is being prioritized over those new orders? Right. And so what is your plan as a dealer? Are they going to, what priority are they going to be looked at? So for us, we have a plan. We will prioritize those orders. So, I mean, I'll be pulling a list of everything that's unscheduled. In fact, I pull it actually every week. I pull unscheduled order list because some get canceled. If they take one or they're tired of waiting or they get another vehicle, they go and cancel with us, we cancel that order. So I update that each week to see what's unscheduled. And so we will do that. We'll see what's unscheduled and we'll look at those orders. And basically what we're going to do is we already kind of have them by date is know, hey, we already have those prioritized. When we put those orders in, we're going to select certain priority codes based on what day they ordered. So that's how we'll do it is, if it was a first day order last year, it'll get the highest priority. If it's a second day, it'll get the next priority, and the third and the next day. And that's how we'll stack, in a sense, our 500 unscheduled orders. So We don't plan to take any new orders. I think it's already been talked about within the management crew that we don't put a new order in until all of the ones we have are in there and we know what our estimate is. We should hopefully know probably next week what our estimate is.
Hopefully.
I mean, sometime before the 17th anyway, we'll know what that number is. Hopefully they let us know early so we can start planning, because if our estimate is 500, then we're not going to take any new orders because that will fulfill the ones that we have. And also having the conversations, we'll have those conversations with all of our customers. Hey, are you wanting us to go ahead and put an order in for 24 for you, or are you wanting to go with another dealer? And we're going to throw that out there. It does not hurt our feelings if they decide to go with another dealer instead of us. Or doesn't hurt our feeling if they put an order in with us and another dealer. Although I kind of frowned upon that last year, but
some people
we
got
had
orders in.
we had customers this year that put an order with us and with their local dealer, and they let us know, hey, by the way, I got scheduled with my other dealership. Please cancel my order. We did. But that's just because really, I wouldn't say the system is broken. I mean, allocation system in itself is a good system normally, but when you have a hot model, a hot vehicle like the Maverick, the Bronco, the Super Duty right now, then, I mean, like we're going to probably, we're going to throw this out there, but more than likely this next month, we're going to see some dealer stocks get scheduled. It's probably going to happen because you're going to have dealers that are going to earn it. Because let's say they could allocate almost all those orders. If 17% of them are EcoBoost and they want more EcoBoost orders, they can make more. And there's not any retails left. If a dealership has, let's say, 20 allocations and they can schedule 10 for that dealership as an EcoBoost, and they only have 3 EcoBoost orders, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to fulfill a stock order for the rest of those. And it's probably going to happen. You're probably going to see some stock EcoBoost out there at dealers in October, November. So it's probably going to happen. Not here because we don't even have enough EcoBoost orders to fulfill for our allocations. So that, again, if we're not, there's going to be some dealers out there that will have open allocations to schedule those. So that's a possibility. Also, doing some people have asked, well, what about doing pre-orders? And there's some dealers that say, hey, don't do a pre-order, just go in that day. Well, depending on the dealership, how they want to do it. They may want to take a pre-order so that they can put theirs in that order. We did that with Bronco. We actually, our orders, we went in and we put them all together on one desk and said, these are the orders. Here's the dates that we received that pre-order. And that's the order that we put our Bronco orders in, was in order by how they were received, the pre-orders were received. So if a dealership is that organized, then that might be important to do. I'd probably recommend you do both. So I would say letting the dealership know ahead of time, hey, I want to put a pre-order. Are you taking pre-orders? Some dealers may not. And they said, nope, that day, come on in and we'll put your order in. There are some dealers like that. And that's the case. Be at their doorstep at 9, but I can tell you right now, the order bank's not going to be open up at 9. But, at least they'll have an order guide and they can at least know how you want it configured at that point and then go from there. But you may want to do that. If you do put in a pre-order, make sure you follow up with that dealer that day.
Yeah.
Make sure they got it in there. If you don't get that email notification when the order banks open up, which will keep you notified, again, that'll probably be at 4:00. More than likely, if you don't get that email from Ford in a timely manner, then that's where you call the dealer and say, have you put my order in? And they go, oh yeah, I did. Did you put the wrong email address in? Because I have not gotten an email yet. I should get an email confirmation. So that would be another thing to kind of follow up. If you are going to do pre-order, follow up with that dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whether you have a new 24 order the same way. So if you're wanting to order for the first time, again, find those good dealers. We talked about it. Here, look for those good dealers. If you're on a Maverick, use this list on that link that's in the description. Find that good local dealer, from you, and find that good dealer. There's a bunch of them here, right? We've highlighted some in the past as well on the live stream. Find that good local dealer and make sure you get that pre-order put in with them. So,
all right.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
I think I've covered most everything.
Are we ready for questions?
Sure. Maybe.
We only have 27.
So either I did a good job of
28.
explaining everything, or they're ready to. They're like, okay, now that he's done, he didn't answer my question. So
Did we schedule out for Friday?
yes,
Is that link in the
link is in the description of this video.
Yep, link
So
is in that description.
Open, click on the more, and it's down there. You'll find it.
Yep. All right.
Yes. You also later you'll find on the community tab. Oh, let's just do that now.
James Finch says he will see us tomorrow. He's picking up his Mav.
Awesome. And I think Terry Monroe, he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Thursday. Maybe?
Thursday.
Wow. This is actually beginning it seems like almost every day. Last week we had someone pick up their transit that was a member. And then Saturday, Rodney was here. That's who I got these mugs from Rodney.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. Rodney was here.
He's from South Carolina. Picked up his trimmer, which is cool.
Yep.
So, all right. Here, let's do this. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. They keep
she
coming
forgot what we were doing here, I think.
No, I was reading. Okay, I'm making sure I'm not missing questions.
All right. I'm behind. There's 664 comments since I went to the comments tab.
Yeah. So Debbie, you asked earlier if you could place your order with us. At this time, we're not taking new orders.
Yeah.
So go to that list
until we figure
of the new dealer of the good dealers, and you can certainly find someone there. Or if you would like help finding someone in your area, the Maverick Truck Club is wonderful at helping people find good dealers.
And a couple things of preference with that is that we will want to look and see, get that information from Ford. This time we should get that information before the order banks open up to know what our estimate is for this year. And then we'll stack according to that. If our estimate's going to be more than what we have, and also as we make those conversations with our customers who wants to put in, who wants to continue with their order, we get that information. We might have half the people that said, nope, I'm done. I'm going to try my local dealer. Then that might be different. Some people also probably questioned, well, why did we do this in 23? Why did we take all those orders in 23? Well, first of all, we had some carryover orders, about 120, that Ford said, you're going to get those plus your allocations for this year. So we're like, okay. And Ford did not tell us our number. And we had all those were like pre-orders. So we didn't put in a lot of orders. We didn't take new orders during the week that was opened up. Those were all pre-orders. So we had those people contacted us a month. I mean, we had people
there were about
February.
400 pre-orders, and then we took about 200 orders after that.
Okay. So yeah, we stopped at the pre-orders possibly. But there you go. So
yeah, because we thought we were getting more than we were given, and you kind of want a wide range in case some of your stuff just can't be built.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I am making sure I get all your questions. Oh, you got it. Okay, so you are getting the questions that are popping up.
I'm trying to, if I notice it, yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to stay up on those while you do those.
All righty. All right. Jeff, how can I find out how many Super Duty allocations your dealer has? Should I be placing my order with larger dealer to even my chance of getting my truck?
I mean, yeah, I think it goes to sales volume. I mean, for us, we're in the top 100 dealers when it comes to Super Duty sales. So right now, I think last time I looked, we were currently 99 year to date. So we are one of the top 100 Super Duty dealers in the entire United States. We're in the top 5 in the KC region, which includes 4 states, by the way. Somebody tried to argue with me, Maverick Truck Club, about that. But yes, so really depends on your dealer and such. But yeah, we I mean, how many unscheduled orders we have? We'd have to look at that. And again, we will hopefully get those numbers soon when it comes to Super Duty orders. So yeah, we'll be looking at that way. I mean, so but we should be. I mean, we should be good. Like last year, and that's why last year we did take deposits on Super Duty because we knew we were getting a limited number. We ended up getting more than that this year. So again, that's something to, um, uh, you know, that's something to look at is that that can change. That is just an estimate. And so sometimes that changes. They did that with Super Duty. They said, hey, we need some XL orders. So if you're willing to put in some stock XL orders, we're going to give you extra allocations to cover those. And we ended up getting 5 extra allocations that month because we needed some, or we put some in and we got some stock XLs. So things like that happen. Where production, where they might get the orders might be skewed from what they're needing, what their capacity is. And so if they don't, like right now, we did see that on the e-transit. Hey, we need e-transit orders. Well, sometimes they might give dealers extra allocations when they do something like that, when they need those. Some of the custom builds that we've been doing is doing the same thing. Is, hey, Ford needed like the EcoBeast, the EcoBeast that we're making. Ford needed some Lariat 501A orders, so we obliged. We put them in, and we got some good number of allocations that month because of that. So that's just kind of how that works sometimes. So yeah, and then yeah. Anyway, okay, go ahead. Next question.
All right.
So I guess that wasn't the answer. I mean, you're gonna have to just check and see. You might just see, hey, how many Super Duties? It has to do with sales volume, except on Maverick, which I won't get into that. But it has to do with sales volume. So you might ask them, how many vehicles do you sell? How many Super Duties do you sell a month? That's a good judge of how many allocations are going to get per month. That's usually about right. I mean, we're selling 20 Mavericks a month, and we were getting about 20 Maverick allocations a month. I mean, it's kind of like that. So, and at 20 allocations a month or 20 sales a month, we're number 3 in the country. If you look at it through this month, which would be the 6th month, we're at about 120 Maverick sales year to date, which is about 20 a month, and we're in 3rd place nationally. So, hey, if we can get a 20 and stay there, that's how we're happy.
All right. Eric said, I want to trade my 23 Maverick. If you want to trade it for you said 24, you might check with a local dealer to see if they will let you order with them.
Yeah,
because it might take a while for us
unless
to
you
get
have
one for you.
unless you have an existing unscheduled with us already. And again, we have a lot, so Sarah and I don't know all the names off the top of our head.
Yeah.
We get to know the member wardens a little bit more because we talk to them on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But if you do have an order with us, then of course, yeah, we can put that order in for you. But if you have a 23, maybe let I know that some people like to trade every year or something, but until they get caught up, I mean, there are going to be people probably struggling to get one every year like this, But if you do go, what are you looking? Lariat, Lux, FX4. So you're looking at an EcoBoost, you probably won't have a problem getting one, right? Because the EcoBoost is what they're struggling to get orders for. So, and for those that want to get a vehicle fast, a Maverick, you don't care on the motor, go EcoBoost. All
right. Why are they charging twice for Copilot 360 on build sheets now?
That is actually, there's a Copilot 360, and if you're looking at the Lariat trim, Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, that is a different package.
Yes.
And they're about $100 difference on price. So one of them is $750. That includes adaptive cruise. So you do have to have the Copilot 360 and the Lux package to get that. But that package is the one where you get the adaptive cruise, the evasive steering assist, the rear sensors are included in that package. So you'll need that package if you want those features. Last year, they were part of the Lux package. This year, they broke it out into separate. And so, yeah. So it's not 2 Copilots. You might look, there's probably a plus on one of those.
Yep.
In different prices.
All right. Tim, do you know what the timing for scheduled to build for 23 Maverick?
Scheduled to build. So you'll get scheduled like this, like in July, they're scheduling for build dates in September. So usually they schedule 2 months out from your build date. Some models like F-150 Super Duty, they only schedule a month out.
Yeah. Depends on how many parts or.
Well, they do that because they produce so many.
Right.
So they don't want too many in there, I think.
Right. Well, it's also based on how many, like how they know how their parts are coming out,
Well,
what the manufacturers have promised in parts.
possibly. I think it's more that just how many they're producing. So, when they schedule out 1 month, that's 4 weeks in advance on a product that they build, 10, 15,000 a month instead of one that they only build 7,500. They can build out 2 months in advance. And, I don't know.
All right.
Not sure why.
I ordered a 23 F-150 trimmer. Hi. 5.0 iconic trailer package, Torsen, partition storage, bed utility package in March. What did I order that took so long to build it? It's finally shipped and en route.
Trimmer was, if we look at the constraint, capacity on trimmer is less than 10%. That was probably one of them. Conic silver, trailer toe, nope. Torsion, nope. Bed utility is not. Probably just because it was a trimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be allocation numbers for that dealer too. If they
Yeah.
get a low number of allocations, it could have just taken longer for yours to get scheduled.
All right. Why is the Mach-E Premium MSRP $4,000 more on your site to order, or on your site to order than ordering on Ford website? So going to Law McArthur.
Maybe our website didn't get the updated pricing. Then I need to send them. I'll make sure I send that to them. Thanks.
All right.
We got a new member.
Welcome, welcome. Send me your info via email. That email. That email.
I was highlighting them. All right.
All right. Ridgeview. For the Q&A Tuesday, July 4th, are you taking it off?
No.
live stream?
Yeah, we mentioned it. You probably mentioned Ridgeview is so busy in there, so he probably missed that part. But
Yeah.
we're going to try to do it with Johnny on Monday night. So, yeah, I hate to miss because we haven't missed in 90. We're up to what this 97 or 98th episode this week, and so next week would be 99. I hate to miss, but anyway, because that would move the 100th episode to your mom's birthday, so we wouldn't want to do that. So I want 100 to be in between July 4th and your mom's birthday. But I wasn't supposed to tell people. I wasn't supposed to tell people. Don't talk about her birthday. It's like Bruno. Don't talk about her birthday. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about birthdays.
Anyway, she doesn't want people to know her
Everyone's
birthday.
looking forward to the Johnny's mashup.
So yeah, so I need to get with Johnny this week. He didn't say that was. Is Johnny in here? Has he mentioned that at all?
No.
So
yes, he has.
Make sure he's still good for that. But yeah, we'll. So probably do is start on his, and then I think once I'm in there, I can kick over to our broadcast and go live. So you can still stay on our channel and watch if you want, or use Johnny's, whatever.
Yeah. So the live stream on Friday, will it be recorded?
Yes. And as long as you have that link, you can watch it later.
Okay.
So
there you go.
It just won't be. You won't be able to find it on our channel. If you're looking on our channel, you won't be able to find it on YouTube if you search for it. But if you have that link, once we're done, it'll be available to view.
All right. Jeff says, any idea when the 24 Explorer will be available?
24 Explorer, we haven't had any information on that. Let me look at something. I've been keeping track of some things. Some of these things Ford doesn't want me to discuss. Let me look and see if we have any information on that.
How secret is this information?
Yeah, Ford hasn't given us any information on 24 Explorer yet. I think it's going to be a short production run. I don't know. I do know that 24 F-150, even though they haven't given us information, I know when the build out is for 23 or balance out. Why do I keep saying build out? The balance out for 23 is going to be in late November for the F-150. So knowing that 2 months before, probably September is when the F-150 order bank will open up, somewhere around there is my guess. Don't quote me on that, but more than likely it'll be early September or mid-September. And because like for Super Duty, we know it's October, same way. And what it ended up being 2 months before, that was October, September, August, actually being late July. So it was a little early, which I actually was surprised about Super Duty. But and then what was the other one? I was thinking Explorer. So we don't have the balance out for Explorer yet. Until we get that, we won't have a good estimate of that. So yeah. Anyway,
The Friday is not a member live this week, Michael. It will instead be a Maverick ordering live stream.
We actually have both. We're still going to do a member live at 4.
Okay.
But at 5 will be, yes, that one. Link is in description.
I will not be in that one.
Yeah. You're going to head to a baseball game.
Baseball game for Lebo's birthday. Enjoy Wichita.
Yep.
Go enjoy Emporia the next day. We're going to go play disc golf in Emporia.
I'll need to make it a 1 hour or less live stream, by the way, because I think we'll be going to Minneapolis, Kansas. Not Minnesota, Minneapolis, Kansas for a thing there. So there's a place that does special events. So we want to check it out.
Okay.
Called The Farm, I think, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, they'll have bands come in and stuff on the weekends, I guess. So the band from church, or no, not the band, Paul is going to be singing.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Just go hang out.
Yeah, we're going to Emporia on Saturday to go play disc golf.
Believe it or not, okay, so Emporia, Kansas is where I went to college. She went to college, where I met my wife. So Emporia, Kansas is actually like a big disc golf center. Like they have big tournaments there.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they have some of the best. The country club at Emporia is turned into a disc golf.
Instead of golf, it's disc golf.
Yes.
They have Peter Pan Park, which is a huge course, and they actually have a gorgeous park. So we're thinking, and so he went to college there, all of that. My husband's aunt and his cousins live there, and so they invite us out each year for 4th of July. And so it's either the weekend before or the weekend after. Since they have farmland, they can shoot off fireworks either time. This year it happens to be before, so we're like, well, while we're in Wichita, it's a shorter route to go to Emporia from Wichita. So we're going to go play disc golf and enjoy family time. So we'll have some fun because I kind of miss Emporia. Small little college town. All right. Seems many models are light on orders. Are buyers getting a bit scarce? So other models tend to have fewer orders, or not fewer orders, but they're more spread out throughout the year. Wouldn't you say?
Kind of. I think it actually is more that it's not as popular necessarily, and so there's more dealer stock available. And if there's some stock available, then they don't have to custom order, right? And so if you can come, right now, we don't get a lot of, even though F-150 that we produce a lot and we sell a lot, we have enough on our lot that we don't need to put in custom orders because they can find one on our lot.
Yeah.
But with a Maverick, you can't find one on a lot. So what do you want to do? You want to order. Broncos the same way. You can't get one on a lot, so you want to custom order. So it just has to. That's the way it is. I mean, you've been able to custom order vehicles for years. Yeah. I mean, your grandpa did it every year. I did it several times. If you want to get one configured exactly how you want it, you custom order one. But in the past, you've been able to do that and get one in 6 to 8 weeks. Because it would schedule that next week, especially F-150, where they don't schedule all the allocations the first week of that month like they do most models. They spread it over several weeks, and because of that, if you put an order on F-150 and we don't have any retail orders, it can get scheduled that next Thursday. And so we've seen people put an order on a Wednesday and get scheduled on Thursday on an F-150. And Super Duty in the past was that way. And so then if they got scheduled, they were scheduled for a month out.
Yeah.
And then if they got built, they get it a month later. And so usually within 8 weeks, you had an F-150. But things are a little different now because now that people know you can custom order, we see more of them doing that. So anyway, there you go.
All right. With my Super Duty, with my 23 order changing from SRD to DRW is a body code change. So I would lose price protection.
Yes. If you change the body code, you do lose price protection. That is the one thing that will kick that from doing that. Dealers will tell you there's more than that. If you change even an option, some dealers will say, "Oh, you lose price protection because you changed it." But according to what Ford has, is that if you change the body code, is what will lose price protection for you. So it would be a body code change because if you had a crew cab dually, it'd go to W3D or instead of a W3B, right, for 4x4. So
yeah. Have Raptor R allocations started to hit dealers? I'm still waiting on my first unit.
no,
All right.
not really. I think we're supposed to get a couple that are getting built now. I think they're finally building them, so hopefully we start seeing some.
Mm-hmm. All right, Top Secret Vid says, any chance of new colors for the 24 Bronco? And Ragnarcon says, we know the Ranger Raptor exclusive color will be coming to the Bronco Raptor, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
He went to elaborate that they are made at the same factory, and so you can
typically,
kind of guess.
although Eruption Green is put on the Bronco Sport, but we don't see that on the Maverick.
I wish it did.
There you go. There's that fact. So,
although I have
not always a guarantee.
I have considered a Bronco Sport.
So that's not always a guarantee unless somebody at that plant has leaked information. Until we actually get information in the order guides, we won't know for sure. So
it seems we will know soon if our 23 Super Duties will be scheduled. You said they are going to schedule the 13 remaining weeks. Is that normal?
No. Normally, you know, a lot of times you'll see the last month they're going to schedule. They might schedule for that month plus the last couple weeks for the next month or whatever. Like they're doing on the Maverick, they're doing 7 weeks instead of like 4 or 5. For them to do that on Super Duty is actually pretty rare I mean, they even mentioned it too. There's like, well, I don't think we've ever seen a 13-week scheduling, because especially on Super Duty, it's usually 4 weeks, and you might see 6 or 7, but that's like 2.5 months worth of scheduling they're going to do in advance.
Yeah.
And that's probably because they want to get as many of the orders they know they can produce down, so then not many people have to carry those orders or put in new orders. And that's probably why they're doing that, is because they don't want people to have to put in an order and then cancel an order because it ends up getting scheduled a month later, right? So that's probably why they're doing that. And that's the same way why they're doing that on that. So hopefully we see a lot of them get scheduled, and like maybe they do scheduling the week of the 10th. I'd love to see that, especially on the Maverick, because then that would really help out. It's going to be easy for us because it's only 7 people that we don't have to put orders in. But for some, I think our Super Duty number is like 75.
Mm-hmm.
So again, 70. That Super Duty is one of our big ones, and it's like basically 3 months of allocation. So about 22 to 25 is about how many allocations we get on Super Duty. So.
Yep. All right. If you go with another dealer / changing dealers, will you pay a higher price? So when we're moving from 23 to 24 and your order's moving, there's going to be no price protection.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, if Ford raises the price on the Maverick, you will have to pay the higher price. It also depends if the dealer is charging a fee or adding prices on. To that fee or to your MSRP.
Yeah.
So
you have to talk to the dealer on what they're going to price it. If they're going to do over MSRP, you might see some dealers this year go above MSRP on those. A lot of times you'll see, hey, if you do an order, it'll be MSRP. You're going to find some dealers probably that aren't good dealers that are probably going to go over MSRP.
Yeah.
On those orders. Hopefully they don't do that to people that had a 23 order, but they might do it for new 24 orders. It's hard to tell.
You just start the one that I just went over with. I just read out.
This one?
Yeah. I just asked that one.
Oh, so you're not going in order. I thought you were going down.
Well, I saw that one and it pertained to what we were already talking about, so I asked you it. That's how I do it. I don't
read
always.
The whole question. I just saw a question mark and I started.
So I don't always go in specific order. I will if we're on the topic of something, I will go through the comments and see if there's anything else that pertains to that.
Okay.
So I'm not always going in order. I'm trying to kind of keep us in a similar region of topic at one time.
I didn't read the whole comment. I saw a question mark. I do that in my emails, by the way. So if you email me and it's a long email, I will tell you, I look for the question mark. I'm just being honest with.
Or send it to me.
I get like 100 emails just in a half of a day. So I'm trying to go, okay, I want to get this. I want to get through these emails and I want to answer people as quickly as I can. But I get a little behind and I look for that question mark. That's what I did.
All right. So, will my F-150 XLT 5.0 be built this year? I ordered September 1st. I don't have anything on it that would hold it up.
Although black appearance package comes standard with a spray and bed liner. So that's that black appearance package. Although, and that is the only one of the appearance packages is actually over capacity right now. So like the capacity on that's like 5% is their capacity. So that means only 5 out of 5 out of 100 will be built with that on there. Keep that in mind. And their capacity and the orders are 7% of the orders in the order bank have that package on it. So that's probably what it's holding up is that black appearance package. So
do you see the question mark?
Yes.
You look for the question mark.
Yep.
All right. Will COVP be mandatory? Same for name match policy.
COVP is mandatory now. We did see and really where it's going to be more impactful is the models that are very when they have a bunch and they have more orders than what they know they can make in a year, like Bronco and like the Maverick. They said it's required. It's recommended for the other models. And name match policy, it's there, but Ford's only going to look at it for dealers that are actually like overusing that, right? So if it's a model like F-150 or something, I mean, that we probably won't see them, and instill that if it's not like it's in some of those vehicles, but yeah, I mean, dealers need to do that. So,
all right. Is there any news on possible Bronco Sport hybrid? I'm not a fan of the Escape's appearance. Agreed. Want hybrid to eventually replace my 26 C-Max hybrid, which I love. Again, agreed. I have a 2017 C-Max that I love.
Drove it here today. All right.
I drive it every day now.
So we don't know. Really don't. Hopefully the 10th they might clue us in, and I'm hoping this week they clue us into some things for Maverick.
You know what I like
that we can share
about the Bronco Sport?
We will share.
I like the Bronco Sport because it looks like the old Escapes.
Yep.
That's what I like.
I'm tempted to take the one that it comes in. I don't know.
I'm tempted to be like, Adam, do you want to buy my 27 C-Max and I'll drive your Escape?
We'll have to see.
It's a 2012 Escape.
I guess it'll be August before that would come in if it gets built on the 3rd. So it'll be August before it gets here.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be interesting if what I can do on the Lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. We don't know yet.
Did Ford announce how they're allocating 24 Maverick yet, or is that a Friday thing?
We hope it's a Friday thing.
Hope.
It should be. I mean, the whole point of the broadcast is to clue you on either on product updates as well as how they're planning to do, because usually on most of those, they say, here's how allocations are going to be based off of. All the other models so far has been based on a rolling 12-month sales. We hope that's what the case is this year. It's better than what they're going on right now, because if they had done that, we would have gotten half of what we got this year, even though that's half of what we got last year. But anyway, I guess we can't be too greedy.
All right.
So we'll see.
Can I add the luxury package to my 23 MAV order, and will it hinder my chances at getting scheduled?
Other than the capacity and availability, then that would be the only difference. And we'll say more than likely you'll be a higher chance of getting scheduled without it on your order. But adding it should not affect your date or movement in your order being looked at. It's just whether or not the capacity throws it out. Again, capacity on that's 25 or 30%. So that means, 70% of the orders that are scheduled won't have that luxury package on it. So
Alrighty. If 24 Super Duty order banks open on July 17th, when do you estimate the order guide would be released?
hopefully we find that out. More than likely, not earlier than the 10th, because the broadcast for Super Duty will happen on the 10th. So it'd be nice if it's available a week before. I mean, doing that on Ranger was real nice because we had a week for customers and dealers to learn that stuff. Expedition, we got it 1 day early, not even a day early. No, we didn't even get it a day early. So hopefully, Ford is starting to release those order guides for some of those significant change models, early, at least a day. But I haven't seen one yet being given more than a week, other than Mustang. Mustang was like a month early. So we'll have to see, but we really don't know until those broadcasts. Should clue us in on those. So I said,
All right.
address the new member packet. It's
Yeah, I got it.
right
I already
there.
sent that.
Right there.
Well, they wanted it typed out so then they can copy and paste. All right. Is there an easier way to get accessories for my new Super Duty? Everything seems to be a constraint. Looking for trailer cameras and TPS sensors.
They did say that those items were going to be a late availability for that anyway, and it wouldn't be available right away. When they made it a late availability for that, and then they said that now they took it off the order bank, and that it would be a dealer installed thing and then a Ford accessory. And even on that, they said it was going to be late. So I would assume it's probably still constrained. So I think that's only a Ford accessory option. I don't think you're going to find it anywhere else. And are we going to record that? Yes, it'll be. So all of our live streams are actually recorded. It's actually recorded in here on YouTube. Once a live stream is done, then it becomes a recorded video. And as long as you have the link, then you'll be able to view that later. So I will not, I don't remove my videos. Once the video goes live or even an unlisted video, it will stay there. I think I have like 1,200 videos on our YouTube channel, but I don't remove those. So yeah, should be able to see that later.
All right.
So if you can't watch it live, it's fine. You can watch it after, as long as you have that link.
RagnarCon came up with an idea, a membership card.
Membership card.
You get a notebook, a pen, and a koozie.
We ordered some more of those, so
yes, we
stock
did.
Back up.
Have a good friend who has a Maverick order with you, 23 model year. It's not scheduled. Do you think it will get built?
Well, we're getting 7 allocations next month, so chances are pretty slim. You got 7 out of 515 chance.
I think it might get built as a 24.
Yeah.
It'll get built
or 25
as a 24 or 25.
Yeah, I'm thinking when the order banks open up, they might want to think about putting it up. I mean, we are almost encouraging customers this year. I hate saying that, to put in if they want to get one with us, put in one with their local dealer. But I've got to say, I mean, I'm almost encouraging people to just do the local dealer, because even if it's a small dealer, it's probably a better chance. Just depends. Again, asking that dealer how many orders they think they're going to have and how many, and they should get that estimate number of how many allocations they're going to have. Right. So, Brandon. All right.
Alrighty. Which option or feature would you like to see on a 24 Maverick? I'm also a big fan of the split rear seat. Yeah. That's my biggest one. The split rear seat.
I think that needs to happen. I would also like to see adaptive cruise control be available in the XLT. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that needs to happen.
Yeah. So with the split bench seat, they need to have anchors for just the middle seat. So that way, if the car seat needs to go in the middle seat, then it has its own anchors and you can still lift up that split bench.
Yeah. But I think
someone's like, they need to put Sarah in front of the board for Maverick so that she can school them on how to build the back seat for car seats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's a big one. I do think adaptive cruise. I think adaptive cruise should be available on XLT. I think, but I feel that way about the Blue Cruise as well. I mean, they're putting Blue Cruise hardware on all the Mach-E's. Why can't they do that on every vehicle and just allow you, if you want the subscription, to pay for it? I know that's more capacity for them, probably.
Yeah. Ridgeview says we can here. Brandon says he can make 3D printed membership cards that look like the magnets he designed. And then Ridgeview came in with, I really like that design. We could still paint them out our truck colors.
Make them white and then give them markers.
Yep.
I do it for Jaden all the time.
Well, and we can even get the paint color, like the touch-up color.
Yeah.
And then we have the actual color.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so who's taking this on? Because I already tried to take on a project for the members, and it was a lot.
I'm busy.
All right. There are only 13 weeks between now and end of September. Thoughts that Ford will actually schedule next week for the remaining 12 weeks of production.
Okay, for what model? But like I said, this week is not for September production. It's for August for most models. Next month, which will start probably the week of the 10th, will be for September production. So, and I'm probably talking Super Duty, and actually they're going to schedule into and through October. So, I mean, they did that with the F-150 Lightning. I mean, about a month ago, they scheduled all of our Lightnings for August build dates. So they went out 3 months in advance for those. So they have that capability of doing that. Technically, they could probably schedule out the entire year, but they don't because they don't know supply that far in advance. So, all right.
All right, last question. Oh, no, there's one more. Anyways, last question in the queue. Once you get notified, your order will go into production. How long does it usually take for a Super Duty?
So like I said, they schedule those about a month out of your production date, and then they start making it. Whenever that build, you'll get an email that'll say you're scheduled for the week of this, for the week of July 10th, right? And so it should be built that week. Like this week, we talked about the production dates are going to be for the week of July 24th, right? So if you get scheduled this week, it should be built about a month out. So,
yep. All right. When are the 22 airbags coming in for Maverick?
the side curtain airbag recall, those are available. I mean, people are getting them done. I mean, we just had one of our members get one done at a dealership in Tennessee.
So if you're struggling to find someone,
just get to that dealer.
Yeah.
It's a safety recall.
Yes.
So once they put that recall in, there's no reason why they can't get parts.
No.
None.
Nope.
They're probably not looking at their memos and don't know that it's available. You can go in there and tell them, I'm like, I've seen it all over the internet. Everybody's getting their airbag recall done.
Yes.
So can you look into it for me?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to push them to do the right thing.
Yeah. And if you are struggling, Maverick Truck Club, good dealers, you might find a good service department with one of those.
Yeah, that's what he had to do. I mean, he had to
search around.
Mike had that. We found one for him. I mean, his local dealer in Tennessee wouldn't get it done because they didn't buy the vehicle there, which is it's a safety recall. That's wrong. You should be like lose your franchise for that kind of stuff.
Like if Ford finds out that you aren't doing safety recalls, then you get revoked.
And Mike, you should do that. I mean, if he's probably not watching this, you might watch it recorded, but you should do that. You should report them. You should report them to Ford and tell them that, hey, my deal, I want to try to get the safety recall done on my Maverick, the airbag recall.
And they refused.
And they refused to do it.
I didn't buy it with them, so they didn't care about my safety.
Yep. I mean, that's ridiculous.
The reason that because people are like, why does Ford have so many recalls? The others don't. Ford cares about the safety of its customers. They want to make sure that the people in their vehicles are safe. So they put out recalls as much as they can so that way people don't get hurt.
They want people to be satisfied with the vehicle so they come back and buy another one.
That too.
Right.
All right. Should I go in early to talk to my dealer and see how it will work for Maverick ordering July 17th? You might call your dealer and ask them, hey, what's your plan? Are you doing pre-orders? Should I come in on the day of, or would you like to take my order now and then have it for the day of? How would you like me to do this?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I'm not sure the timestamp, but about 45 minutes ago, we did go over that. So you might, go back and rewatch that we'll have timestamps in the morning on it. Will they release the 24 updates on the Maverick or wait until the order banks open? They will, I would assume, at least let us know by the Friday before. Surely they will. And if they don't give us much of a notice, I might be doing a live stream going over that and then cut those into separate videos. So it might be a really long live stream, but we'll do that. We'll go over at least one going over the things that are different.
Yeah. All right.
Will they open Friday? Not this
No.
Friday.
We are getting Ford is doing a memo, a briefing for dealers.
Yeah.
And to give us more information on it.
Yeah.
M. Hattie says he is here. He's going to talk to Ford. Good.
Yeah, I mean,
I knew I had seen him earlier, but I couldn't remember.
Not that I want you to lose your dealer, but sounds like you don't have a good one anyway.
You don't have a good one anyway, so they
like
don't deserve.
Looks like you found a dealer, a good dealer in your area.
Yes. Yes. All right. Any more questions?
And I'll take, you might just let them know when you go there and buy your next vehicle to send a referral fee to me, please. I'll talk to Josh. All right. Just kidding. Anyway.
Not all dealerships do referral fees.
Nope, they don't. Not all of them do. We still do.
Well, McArthur special.
Right. Anything else? We covered all those?
Yes.
Well, that was easy. It's only 9:00.
I know. Oh, we haven't talked about. I mean, we're gonna probably go to Colorado, right?
Yeah, hopefully go to Bronco Super Cell.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun.
And I think I'll go to that one.
Yep.
And then Maverick Meetup. August 5th.
August 5th here. I think I got my information about a training I'm going to.
Yep. It's at a different park. I need to go change that information for y'all, but
yes, it is at a different park this year.
Yes.
See, I'm going to. Oh wow, where is that?
Different park, different things going on.
I got an email today about Model E training. That'll be coming up. Where was that? I don't know where's that.
Wait, Model E training?
Yeah.
Like when they bring the vehicle here?
No.
Oh.
We're going there for training. Sales training. I don't know.
Am I part of sales?
You have to be an EV dealer or an EV salesperson. I mean, it's because of internet manager, but I don't know. Oh, here it is.
Well, you know what? We had a customer come in today.
No, but it's in Atlanta, Georgia.
I had a customer come in today, and he had sales questions, and I answered all of them.
Not surprised. All right. Yeah, November 6th to the 8th in Atlanta.
We will be doing it at Oakdale Park instead of Lakewood.
It's like 3 days, so I should do a meetup. Because it has his Derek's name in there, but I don't know who. I think all of our sales staff or all of our managers are going, but or all of our Model E. So we should do like a meetup in Atlanta, Georgia for people.
Rand,
they'd be like, "What's going on?"
We plan to do a meetup every year. Whether we call it meetup or not, we might change the name later on. But we kind of want to make this kind of like the Bronco Super Celebration where, 1,000 Broncos come to meet up. We kind of want to do that with the Maverick. Make this a place for people to come to once a year. It
might take 15 years like it did for Bronco.
True. But I feel like we
Gen
have
3.
Maverick. I feel like Maverick community almost has the well, if everyone had their vehicles, we would have the presence to have them all here.
That's right.
But not everyone has their Maverick.
Yeah, we're trying to make it. I mean, we feel like we're we like to be a big influence into the Maverick community. Not an influence, but a big part of the Maverick community. And it's like coming home to the center of Maverick, when it comes to information and stuff and that kind of thing. And
so Ford, you need to do better and get people their Mavericks so we can have more meetups and make this a big celebration like Bronco.
And we need Ford Performance to come in
for
do a booth.
Send John Core.
Ford with a
send Bob Gittin. Let's just do a whole thing.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk to him about doing an RTR Maverick. What do you guys think of that? RTR Maverick. Oh, well, I won't say anything yet. Never mind. We may have a special RTR coming soon. Could be ready in a week or so. Okay. Anyway, I need to do that. All
I
right.
agree. Center of the U.S. We have, a lot of stuff going on around here. If you want to try out your truck as a truck on a dirt road, we got those around here too.
Yep, it'll be a lot of fun because we also have a museum that we have here, car museum, that has a truck expedition going on with the Hoonigan truck there.
Yes.
So you can come check that out as well.
Yeah. So, all right. Haven't gotten any more questions. I think it might be time to head out.
Oakdale Park.
Oakdale.
I got that image. We need to upload. We need to update
everything.
The post you put out and put the updated image and everything.
Mhm.
So with all that information.
And members, we have we'll fill you in more on Friday.
Fill you in more on Friday.
We have a lot. We have
got
some plans.
Some fun planned for the night before. All right, and nobody come crash it unless you're a member. All right.
So remember, members, our Friday talks are members only. Yeah, Mahathi. We do have a bison ranch near us. It's pretty cool.
He went last time he came.
Yep.
This time you got to drive your Maverick. Hey, I drove to Tennessee. You can drive here.
All right.
All right. What's this here? What's he saying?
Those Broncos specific dealerships should do the same thing for Maverick.
Oh yeah, so it's a Bronco showroom. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh yes, you're supposedly a Bronco dealer, and you get your showroom is a Bronco wall and different flooring and chairs and everything. It's all Bronco specific, and you make sure Broncos are on the showroom and everything. But to do that, we need stock Broncos
or stock Mavericks,
which we did receive one the other day.
You need stock Mavericks to do that, to be a Maverick dealership.
Yeah, so I guess once we can get Bronco and Maverick
but it sounds like
inventory, then we can go that route. But
sounds like we're going all in on the EV thing, and we have luxury, so we keep luxury vehicles on the showroom and whatnot. So
yep. He said he's planning to drive to McArthur.
Woohoo! And Brandon Jones will be here.
Awesome.
So,
It'll be fun.
Right.
All right.
I think it's time to head out. It's 9:12. My kids are at my mother-in-law's, so I have to go pick them up.
All right. Okay. I think that's it, folks. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, I think we've only said it about 10 times here. We are going to do link is in the description for that. You can actually go over to that live stream now. It is there. It's an unlisted, so you won't find it on our YouTube channel and under the live section. But if you go to that link, you can actually hit that notify, and it will notify you via email, I think, and a notification when we go live that night. So it'll be 5 o'clock Friday night if you want some Maverick 24 Maverick information. Unless they specifically say, Law McArthur, you can't, I will be there. So, or at least share what I can share with you. Then
I'll just get a call tomorrow.
We'll just see. Hey, you know what? I mean, it's been a while since Ford's called and said, hey, you can't do that. So why not? We'll just see how it goes.
I mean, you don't know unless you try.
Yep. So yeah, the video will be available afterwards unless Ford tells me to take it down.
All righty.
Which probably, since I do it Friday after 5, won't happen till Monday anyway. Right? I mean,
share it on all the forums.
Ford closes down on Friday at 5 p.m. They don't come in on Saturday or Sunday. They make dealerships stay open. And they're not going to be here on the 4th. So if it happens, it's going to be that Monday. But if we get through Monday, and it'll be there for at least a week.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you Ford's going to be closed on the 3rd as well. I mean, we're talking about Ford headquarters here. They're going to be closed on the 3rd and the 4th probably. So, and maybe even the 5th. So, I mean,
possibly.
I mean, we do it after 5. We should be good. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll let you go. Enough fun playing around. But thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the like button on the way out. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to stay positive. Be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourselves.
And we'll see you in the next video.
So B. M. Smothers. Do you recognize that name?